Let's get into Diddy just a little bit, just a little bit. Okay, Diddy been getting lawsuits left and right, child. Probably tossing and turning left and right as he realized he cannot get out of that jail cell at this time. But DJ Envy and Diddy's, I wouldn't say stepson, but he never married his mama. So I would just say one of the young men that he looked after and supported and considered a child of his came out in support of Diddy. And I want us to get into what Quincy said because a lot of people actually was turned off by what Quincy had to say. They was like, "Oh, now I gotta unfollow you." But I think he's in a complicated situation. So he says the past month has devastated our family. Many have judged both him and us based on accusations, conspiracy theories, and false narratives that have spiraled into absurdity. Did I say that right? Absurdity on social media. We stand united, supporting you every step of the way. We hold on to the truth and knowing it will prevail and nothing will break the strength of our family. We miss you and we love you. Dad, okay? I feel like he's in a complicated situation because he may have looked up to Diddy, as a father figure. When he was younger, I don't know what size of Diddy he has witnessed, but your dad do feel like that man has something to do with your mama and him.
Mm, mm.
So I'm wondering
Oh, you talking
who
about his dad, his
his
biological father.
biological father
Mhm.
feels like. Did he had a hand in what happened with his mama and what happened to himself? So it is kind of like, who told you to put this statement out there?
Wait, what do you mean what happened to himself? What happened to himself?
He was in the hospital. He almost died. His
Oh, I
dad.
remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, I do remember that. He got real small.
Mm-hmm. And he's been like putting out subliminals, kind of like saying that Diddy may have had something to do with it. So I'm just like, who told you to put this statement out? I feel like he's in a conflicted situation and he probably should have just,
Being quiet. It's giving
yeah.
Stockholm syndrome. I think that two things are happening. I think the booty burglar is telling people what to do from jail through
Hmm.
lawyers and shit. Especially his kids. Like it's kind of like, if you want us to continue to take care of you or use any of the money that's put, somewhere, then you need to be speaking on your father's behalf. Another thing, Quincy and the rest of them niggas are grown. They're not children. The girls are 17, I believe. And then he has that one baby. But essentially, all of his kids are either adults or damn near adults for the most part. So I don't like the fact that people continue to talk about them as if they're like 17, 18 years old. They're just kids. No, like Quincy and them like is almost 30 years old. Like he's a grown
He
ass
should be
man.
older than that.
Yeah, they
Mm-hmm.
should be
Hmm.
30 something years old, 20 something years old. You know what I'm saying? 25 on up is them boys, I believe. All the boys. Quincy, Justin, and King. Um, but to me, I feel like we could tell that Quincy is brainwashed. I think the boys are brainwashed. That's why I don't know why people think that Diddy was a good father. Because to me, I feel like really you exposed them to what you were doing. They were at the parties. We've heard that some of the, sons have been involved in getting girls for the parties. So to me, if you think that them boys have not been trained up to be like Diddy, I think you're being ignorant. Like you're
Hmm.
just not wanting to see the truth of the matter. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because they were fully out there partying. And then that new reality show that Quincy's coming out with,
Oh,
depend
I don't know nothing about that.
yeah,
Hmm.
it
What
looks
is it coming on?
Hmm.
uh
What network?
I don't
I
know.
don't even know which
Vlog.
network.
It's just a vlog. I think that's what it's called. But I don't know
Mm.
what network it's coming out on, but I saw the trailer. And the trailer had Diddy in it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all all in the house with no shirt on and shit. Like I don't know what's going on, but it doesn't look good. It looks like more of a party environment. And it feel like y'all don't need to be putting out no more video clips of y'all partying. Like
Right.
it feel like everybody need to be on the calm down. Quincy's 33, Justin is 30, and Christian is 26. Exactly.
Mm.
So to me, and then also you could tell that they want to fight on Diddy's behalf, but we all know that Diddy did that shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, we know you beat the shit out of Cassie, so that lets us know what you are capable of, first
Mhm.
of all. And then you add that to all of the predatory behavior on camera, interviewing people, talking to people. Like, it is what it is. I don't know why everybody acting like it's conspiracy. It's not conspiracy theory. The only thing that's conspiracy theory is your mom's passing. That might be conspiracy theory shit.
Well,
Mm.
did you hear about the rumor where they alleging that he had kids brought to the party through
Yeah.
CPS? You
No,
don't
I
think
didn't
that's
know.
conspiracy?
What?
I
Through
didn't know.
CPS?
Yes, but I
I
People,
didn't know about that.
it's
but there
like
were
some
13-year-olds
video.
there. No, not 13. I'm saying 13 because there was a girl who said she was 13 at a party. But that girl who was a prostitute who was on the soft white underbelly,
I
listen
believe
Not
to
that one.
what
Oh yeah, I
everything.
believe
she
that
said.
girl. She was
She said,
grown though, right?
yeah, she was grown, but she said there were little girls. Like, she was like,
Oh,
there were
she
little
said that
people
too.
there. She was
Yes,
like, because I'm looking around like, what are they doing here? And they were dressed like in, like schoolgirl. Oh, she said they was dressed up like something. I
she
can't remember
did
what
say
it was.
that.
But she said that there were little people there. She was like, why are y'all here at this party at 7 o'clock in the morning? Like, what the fuck? So
Hmm.
yeah, Allie Carter. Did you guys hear about her?
Is that the girl?
That's the white
No,
actress.
who is
No, Allie Carter is the girl who said that she was one of the kids that was brought there by CPS, I think.
Ooh.
That's
Yeah.
the rumor. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm hearing so many things. I'm even seeing pictures that are like digitally rendered. I'm not saying the man is innocent at all. He guilty of a few things.
You just think
But
Out
some
here
of
doing
the
things.
allegations are.
some of that, like, yeah, some of the allegations need to be fact checked. That's
Absolutely.
all
I
I'm
agree.
saying.
I agree.
Now I'm gonna tell you the ones that
I
I think are
agree.
coming out through. I haven't read this Allie Carter thing, but I'm gonna read it. The Busby stuff I think is true because the lawyer said that the ones that they absolutely, are going to push forward, which are the ones that have come out already, they have like
Mhm.
actual evidence to coincide with their stories. And one of them was the security guard that had the vial that he said
Mhm.
had the drugs in it that was put into his drink. Another one was a picture of the young kid, the teenager who was trying to get into the music industry. There was a picture of him that they posted with Diddy and all of that at the party. So like a lot of them have like
Mhm.
actual, I was there, here's the proof that I was there, this is what happened type of stories. Now once everybody gets behind closed doors, y'all know that that's a he said, she said, unless you have physical, like, blood, or you went and got a rape kit or something like that. But
Okay.
I'm
Mhm.
more so inclined to believe a lot of the stories from Busby because it's a lot of details, but also who they're including in these lawsuits, like including Macy's in the lawsuit. There are other celebrities who allegedly were paying, have already like settled with some of these people. So
See that, and that's my thing with Busby. So, like, the first thing is I don't believe everybody that he has on his roster is actual factual. So I
okay,
lean more towards the Niecy side with it. I feel like a good amount of them are, but some of them I don't know. I
Busby is
do
the
feel like
attorney,
he's
y'all.
yeah, he's an attorney out of Texas, right? I think
Yes,
he out of
and he had
Texas.
120 of the victims come to him. He said it was way
Mhm.
more than that. They had like a call, a 1-800 number, and he said out of those that they vetted, it was 120 of them that they actually had like some type of evidence to corroborate the stories.
And so and that's what I question the evidence, right? Because just because you take a picture with a person does not guarantee that what happened at that event actually happened to
True.
you. So that's where it's like, are you is this could this potentially be that you're leading to get money, right? Placing people there that may have seen certain things, and because people don't want to be named in lawsuits, they're going to automatically just give up money, whether they did anything right or wrong, out of fear. So that's why I just kind of question his angle just a little bit. So I'm kind of like on the fence about it, but it doesn't take away from the fact that to me, Diddy guilty, and even if he didn't do it to all of those people that Busby has on the list, I think he's definitely done some shit to people, and you got to serve your time for that. But I just question him though. I do. I do. I
Okay.
ain't gonna lie. Yeah, but we'll see.
We will.
Oh, I do want to get into DJ Envy before we go though,
Oh yeah,
because
absolutely.
before we get off
Excellent
this
ass
topic.
nigga.
'Cause this is crazy. Let's see what he had to say with his wife.
But relating to the new charges, we haven't seen the evidence. I can say that it appears as though he's guilty, but I can't cast my judgment until I hear a lot more about it. But it doesn't look good for him.
I will say this: Diddy's a freaky nigga. Like freaky. Like freaky Friday, freaky Thursday, freaky Monday, freaky Wednesday.
And
And there's nothing wrong with being a freaky
there's
person.
nothing wrong with being
So the
a
fact
freaky
that he has
person.
1,000 bottles of baby oil and lube just means he just like to get shit popping. And there's nothing wrong. There's nothing illegal about that. Now, the one thing I will say that I don't like is I don't like how people, I mean, everybody's going to crack a joke. I mean, it is what it is. I don't like how people convict him before hearing all of the evidence, right? I didn't like the fact that they didn't give him a bond. And the reason is he was going to put up $50 million, his house, his mom's house. The reason I feel that is he was giving up his passports. Diddy has 3 kids without a mom, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kim Porter passed away. So he has 2 twins that are 17 years old that don't have their dad right now and probably won't have their dad for the next 2 years until the trial is over. I feel like he should have got a bond and been able to fight this outside while he did. Harvey Weinstein had a bond. Bill Cosby had a bond. OJ had a bond. And people could say OJ ran. He took off and they chased him and he still had a bond. Now, in this society, it feels like you're guilty and you have to prove yourself to be innocent. But it should be the other way. You should be innocent to proven guilty. Now, the stories that I'm hearing, like I said, I don't know. Hopefully soon we'll see evidence, but I do think it's sad that somebody with such a great legacy is destroyed because of the things that he did. Now, if he did do the things that they said that he did, he should go to jail for a long time. If he did, absolutely, positively, not even looking back, he should fucking go to jail. But we'll see. And the reason I asked you is because, you know, people always ask, how does that affect how you listen to his music, though?
Before I answer that question, him having 3 children that are already without a mother and potentially will be without a father if, you know, being that he's not released on bond has nothing to do with it.
It does.
Not to me.
Well, it does. Look at.
Hold on. I don't think that has anything to do with it. There's a lot of people that commit crimes that their home life is not all sewn up. That's not a factor. If I'm a judge, that's not a factor. Hopefully you have family that can step in your absence. I'm more so just leaning to what's fair because I don't believe in anyone being convicted until, you know, they're proven guilty.
Who convicted him? That's what I'm trying to understand. Do y'all know y'all don't know how the legal system works?
They talk
Nobody
about the court of
convicted him.
public opinion.
What are we doing? Like, what are we doing that we haven't already been doing? People been talking about Diddy before any of this shit came out. What do y'all like? To me, I feel like y'all are just mad that it's so many people coming out saying that he did shit to them. So everybody wants to act like, oh, you know, it's all lies because there's so many people. And I'm like, no, it's been like 30 years and he was reckless. And this is why I get so aggravated with people like Busta Rhymes, people like this nigga DJ Envy, because y'all are actually in Hollywood. Y'all are in the entertainment industry. So you've probably seen or heard shit. So for you to sit up there and act like you don't know nothing and you ain't, there's no way, I don't think, you know, where's the evidence? Nigga, please. Y'all done seen Diddy smack somebody or do some shit in front of y'all and y'all just look the other way and act like it didn't happen. He didn't came down there to the Breakfast Club and made y'all, you know, it made y'all feel uncomfortable. You know, Charlamagne would even try to call him on shit sometimes. So for y'all to sit up there and act like y'all don't have your own perspective that kind of coincides with Diddy being guilty of being just reckless with the way he was going about shit, it annoys me. It feels like you are only saying this for fear that if Diddy gets out, like you need to be able to feign that I had your back while, you know what I'm saying? Like all of y'all are acting scared is what it feels like to me. Because at the end of the day, the public can't convict Diddy. We've been talking about Diddy for years and nobody could do anything until the FBI decided to move in on him. And another thing, he didn't get bond because a judge actually has to look at evidence. The court of public opinion doesn't have to look at evidence, but the one that said he couldn't get a bond had to look at the evidence of him witness tampering after he was already arrested. And Dawn came out and said that she was a part of the reason why he didn't get bond because he's harassing people that have filed charges on him. So no, he can't get out, nigga. It doesn't matter. And the funny part about it is y'all act like Diddy wasn't somebody that already had other people watching his kids. He already had other people watching his kids. Cut it the fuck out.
And a few things. One, I thought that they said those bottles of baby oil had like some substances in it that wasn't baby oil. Yeah.
Yeah.
In addition, I'm with Gia. Like the kids don't really mean anything, and it's no disrespect, but they didn't mean shit to him when he was doing everything that he was doing. He didn't give a fuck about Cassie being somebody's child when he threw her ass to the ground.
Okay.
In the back of the head.
And I believe everything in her lawsuit that she put, because even she, to me, kind of mentioned in a way that she was being sex trafficked, you know?
Oh yeah.
With having to do that with different people. I believe everything she said. Everything.
And just
So he didn't carry it in.
the conviction behind if I was Diddy, I would be mad as fuck that this nigga was even speaking on me, because when he started out, he it was wrong road. He said he's a freaky nigga. Okay.
Exactly.
So what you telling me is you in the streets have public knowledge that he is off the charts freaky. And what does that mean? Does that mean that he likes to go against the grain? Maybe something a little bit illegal sometimes? And then you gonna try to circle back around and clean it up? Yeah. He shouldn't have even spoke on it, because it sounds like we know he's guilty of something. Like Jami just said with the Cassie situation.
I'm so glad you mentioned, you know, what you just mentioned, Niecy, because now going back to the Cassie situation, for DJ Envy to sit up there and say, I don't think it's right to convict him and all of this other stuff, whatever the case is. My thing is, dude, 50 Cent was sitting on your platform years ago when he told y'all that he saw a tape of Cassie having sex. Like, why are you playing with us? 50 Cent been clear, and he even came out and said people think I'm trolling Diddy, but I'm really not. I'm just saying this shit I've been saying about him for years. It just lines up with what's happening now, but I've been telling y'all, and he has.
Yes.
He's been saying that.
When
he was the first person that I heard talk about.
And to say, oh, he gonna ask me, you know, when you gonna let me take you shopping, nigga? When you gonna let me take you shopping? The fuck?
Oh yeah.
He was one of the first people to say that shit, and then we saw him do that shit to Fab and Noriega, and you know, it's just been to me, if you pay attention to Diddy when he's around people, he is making people, grown ass men, uncomfortable in front of everybody.
I gotta go back and watch Making a Band. I'm thinking about what Don J26.
That's another thing that to me kind of just solidifies the whole narrative about him, because I'm like, where do y'all get this untrue narrative shit from? Because I feel like we have 30 years of people saying shit about Diddy to add, you know what I'm saying? Like it's very crazy to me the way people have adopted the mindset that this could possibly not be true, because we was already whispering about it for years, y'all. Like I heard stories about Diddy like doing inappropriate shit with people when I was still in high school.
Yeah, everybody used to just lightly be like, Diddy gay. That's what everybody would say. Diddy was gay. But it would be deeper than that.
Yes.
I don't think it's a question of, and I think everybody knows, it's not a question of is he guilty at all. It's a question of how much of it can be proven that he's guilty of. I think that's the true question.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, the only thing I will say, what Broken Clock is correct twice a day. The one thing he did say that I agree with is, he didn't necessarily say it, but basically it kind of feels like some people are just throwing stuff at a wall. So I don't know. We'll see.
You know what else? I feel like there's no way y'all think that he's gonna be able to pay out all of these lawsuits. Like to me, I feel like there's no way y'all think y'all really gonna get a lot of money from this situation, right? Like he got to pay the lawyers the 30 million. Then you got Dawn and other people that, you know, and Rodney that actually have evidence and shit like that, that all of this stuff is kind of stemmed from. If anybody's going to get a lot of money, it's going to be the lawyers. It might be Dawn. It might be Rodney, like those first few people. But the rest of these people, I don't think they're actually going to be able to get any big payday off of Diddy. But I do feel like this is the little shit that he's been getting away with over the years. Like to me, like for instance, that story about the man in Macy's, like that to me sounded like the most preposterous, but probably one of the realest stories.
What?
So the guy worked at Echo. They was at Macy's and he was doing a Sean John promo. At the time back in the day, Echo was Sean John's competitor. at
Mhm.
Macy's.
Yeah.
And so he sees the guy, like, going back and forth to the storage room dressing for the Echo, portion of Macy's. And he has his security knock the man over the head. The security surround him, and then they push him back into a stock room, and he makes the dude suck his dick and basically say,
Oh.
take that, Echo. So basically, like, he was doing it to the man who worked for Echo to get back at Echo. Then go back to another one of the stories that the girl said that she was at a bar with another guy, and the guy seemed like he was one of the men who go and get girls for Diddy. It sounded like, remember, R. Kelly had people that was all over the country finding girls and sending them to R. Kelly's house, right? So to me, it's a normal occurrence for these men to have people that go and get women for them. So he
Mhm.
gets on FaceTime and puts Diddy on FaceTime with the girl, and the girl started talking about how she think he's responsible for Tupac's murder. Now the girl is thinking she's just talking shit to Diddy through the phone. The guy who put Diddy on the phone, I think, was like, this is a girl you may like, but the girl wasn't feeling Diddy. She got her own feelings about him. So she thinks she going home with the dude who she was just sitting at the bar with. She said she go to the dude's house, and then Diddy pops up and assaults her. And he
Oh,
said he was gonna get her back for what she said. So to me, like, he's very vindictive, and I think he would assault people as a way of getting back at them for feeling slighted in one way or another. So when I hear stories like that, that's what kind of makes me feel like it's true, because it's the motive behind it. And he seems like he's somebody that's always trying to use his dick to get back at somebody for something.
that is crazy. I'm gonna have to look all
Wow.
of that up. That is crazy. I ain't know nothing about that. Well, I did kind of fall out of the Diddy hole for a second
Mhm.
because it has been
I
overload.
Listen, too much. This is one from like last week, not even from this week. And somebody said something else about in the comments, and they asked about the girl who Thalia, who everybody feel like her
Oh,
story isn't true.
mm-hmm,
Let me tell you something. It's not that I don't think her, because I think her story is true. I just think the niggas who she's trying to get to admit to what happened are making it seem like she was trying to get them to lie. But
mm-hmm.
even when you read her text messages, I said this to y'all, she never denies it. She keeps saying, but I heard that you showed 8 people a tape of me. So how is she lying about the assault if she's still saying there's a tape of me though?
Mm.
So that's why I said a lot of these people we don't know and we shouldn't see. But a lot of these people, I think, were brought to the forefront because they were on camera, because there are video of them. And the feds go to them and be like, hey, we found this video of you. Do you know that you're on tape? And a
Mm.
lot of them did not know that they were on tape. So I
Crazy.
still feel like a lot of the stories have similar, you know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
similar
Mhm.
motive, similar things going on that would make me feel like, yeah, that sound like it's a part
Yeah.
of how he is. You know what I
Mm.
mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, and whenever I think about the amount just seems so overwhelming. But when you think about it, like you said, it's 30 years. 30 years, and the majority of them being digital years. This is different than like a Bill Cosby. People from the 70s complaining about
Mhm.
stuff, or, not complaining, you know what I mean, 80s. This is different. Ooh,
Yeah.
goodness.
It's a
I mean,
lot.
and we was hearing about girls. I mean, your
I
Gina.
know I did when I was younger for sure.
What?
Hearing different stuff about Diddy.
Oh yeah, and I was talking about the girl who did the interview and was talking about how he beat her up. Who did the interview with Tasha K? Like it ain't,
Oh,
you know what I'm
Gina.
saying?
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah.
like
Uh-huh.
we heard about Gina's story, which is in line with the same shit that Cassie was going through.
And she said that in 2018, right?
Yes, a long time ago. So that's why I'm just kind of like, it just, you gotta listen to certain ones, and if it's fake, then people will come out and prove that it's not fake. But to me, it seemed like a lot to go through, especially for those that are putting themselves on Front Street, like Thalia. Like, she actually got up there on camera and showed y'all who she was, where a lot of people are still going by John and Jane Doe because they don't want nobody to know.
Right.
So yeah, I don't know, I don't know what's not true or what's true, but I feel like it's probably way more stories that are true that aren't, because of the way he was just going about it. When you listen to Dawn's story, when Dawn talked about how he did shit in front of everybody and everybody just act like they ain't see it, that's why I'm kind of like, yeah, nah, you probably was doing everything they said you was doing because wasn't nobody checking you about it.
Mm. at all at award shows doing what you want to do. That's crazy.
Wow.
That's
Well,
food.
anything else on Diddy? That's
Mm.
it.